Take multitasking to the next level with the next generation electrical system diagnostic station from Snap-on, the DTAC Elite. Run a diagnostic charge that continuously evaluates the battery during the charging process. Test the starting and charging system. Jumpstart drained batteries. Perform a cable voltage drop test. Provide auxiliary power for flash reprogramming a vehicle's onboard computer. Or use it as a digital multimeter with its basic oscilloscope. While performing a diagnostic charge with the base, you can remove the microvat to test another battery, test another starting system, test another charging system. Then return the microvat to the base to check the status of the diagnostic charge. Now that's multitasking. One tool, many functions. The DTAC Elite moves easily with its heavy-duty foam-filled tires. Use it indoors, use it outdoors. There's a watertight cap to protect the connector. The cart is made of a weather-resistant composite, so it won't leave a mark if you bump into a vehicle. To resist corrosion, most fasteners are made of stainless steel. Cooling vents in the shape of the Snap-on S not only give the DTAC Elite its good looks, it keeps the charger cool as well. And there's plenty of storage that's easily accessible for your optional cables, battery tools, and accessories. The built-in printer prints reports in multiple languages for bilingual customers, and it prints coupons you can create to help sell other services or offer discounts for repeat business. The DTAC Elite comes with a 10-foot battery test cable, a 6-foot charging cable, and 4 post adapters. Optional accessories include a protective cover, a dual-range amp clamp, voltage drop cables, a digital multimeter probe set, an infrared dongle, fluid, surface, and air temperature probes, and an accessories soft carrying case. Let's go over initial setup. Power up the charging unit from the back of the cart. If mounted to the charger, the microvat will turn on.
Snap-on Electrical System Diagnostics.
Upon initial startup, you'll be prompted to select from 6 different languages. The next screen asks you to set up the device. Initially, you're prompted to enter your shop name, address, phone number, technician names, and other key information. This information is stored in memory, but it can be updated. At the bottom of the screen is a navigation indicator. It shows you which arrow keys are active. Arrow down to choose a name and hit the Snap-on S or Center Select button. The DTAC Elite is ready to go. The main menu is your starting point. There are 13 main menu choices. We'll explain each icon briefly, then perform a few tests in detail later. The first icon is Diagnostic Charging. In this mode, the DTAC Elite automatically checks the health of the battery to determine if it's serviceable. If it's good, charging begins. If it's not serviceable, the DTAC will alert you. Save time by not charging a non-serviceable battery. The next icon is System Test. A system test performs a complete battery test, a starting system test, and a charging system test. Next is the battery test. This tests the health of the battery only. In the flash reprogram mode, a constant voltage is maintained to the battery when flash reprogramming a vehicle's onboard computer. The next icon is the cranking assist. Use this to start a vehicle with a dead battery. The system will first test the condition of the battery to determine if it's safe before allowing a jump start. In manual charge, the operator manually sets the charge time, current, and voltage. The Print View menu allows you to print and view test results for a diagnostic charge, a battery, a cable drop test, and more. The Info menu is where you can view test totals, keep track of how many batteries you've tested, how many were good, and how many were replaced. From this menu, you can view the system's software version. The next menu is Cable Voltage Drop. Use this test to determine the voltage drop of a battery cable. From the Digital Multimeter menu, you can use the Microwatt Elite as a multimeter to test 6, 12, and 24-volt automotive systems, amps, ohms, and temperatures. View volts and amps at the same time. Or use the basic oscilloscope. The optional multimeter probes plug into the top. The optional temperature probes have a separate port on the opposite side. The Setup Option menu is where you can update or revise shop information from initial setup screens or update software with a USB jump drive. The Sound menu
Establecer opciones.
allows you to turn the sound on or off. The final icon is the Help menu. Here you'll find a list of help topics and includes the Snap-on DTAC Elite customer service phone number. Now that you're familiar with the main menu functions, let's get into some tests. To perform a diagnostic charge, connect the larger charger clamps to the battery. There are two sets of clamps. The heavy-duty 6-foot Kelvin clamps are connected to the DTAC and are used for charging functions. The smaller 10-foot clamps connect to the Microwatt and are used for testing only. Do not use both sets of clamps at the same time. Now, power up the unit and navigate to the diagnostic charge icon. Hit the center button to select. You'll be asked to enter a customer ID. This could be the customer's name, license number, or any other way you want to identify your customers. Use the arrow keys to enter the information, then hit Save. The next screen will ask you the battery type. Choose, then hit the Select button. Next, select the battery rating units and enter, as in this example, the CCA rating of the battery. Hit Select and the charging process begins. The system first analyzes the battery to determine if it's good or needs replacing. There's no need to waste time charging a non-serviceable battery. At this time, the blue LEDs appear to be chasing each other. This indicates the DTAC is in the diagnostic mode. While testing, it applies a 150 amp load. If the battery tests good and is safe to charge, the unit goes into charge mode. The blue LEDs separate and circle to indicate charging operation. Throughout the charging process, the DTAC Elite continually monitors the battery to detect defects that may be revealed during charging. Once in the charge mode, the Microwatt can be removed and used for other test procedures. Redock the Microwatt and the communication light will come on to indicate the Microwatt is connected to the DTAC. When charging is complete, print a report. You now have a written record of the battery's health you can share with your customer. To perform a system test, connect the smaller clamps to the battery and navigate to the System Test icon in the main menu. Hit Select. You'll be asked if the optional amp clamp is available. The amp clamp is not required to perform a system test to render a decision, but, if used, will print additional information, such as cranking amps. Now, enter the customer ID and hit Save. Choose the type of battery post. Select an application. Select a battery type. Select the rating units and enter the CCAs for the vehicle. Now set the battery temperature. Hold the temperature sensor on the controller 2 inches above the battery. Once you get a reading, hit Select. The system will now test the battery's state of health and show the results. To continue, push Next to begin the starter test. You'll be prompted to start the engine. The screen will show the results of the starter test. Hit Next for the charging system test. From inside the vehicle, follow the prompts on the screen. It will instruct you when to apply loads, when to idle, and when to rev the engine. At completion, the controller will tell you when to turn off the engine. Press Select to display the results. To test for worn cables or bad connections, there are several cable drop tests you can perform. Let's test an alternator circuit as an example. For this, you'll also need the optional cable drop test clamps. From the main menu, select Cable Drop Test. Now select a circuit, in this case, the alternator circuit. Next, select the rated amps of the circuit and hit Select. Now connect the negative clamp to the alternator housing and the positive clamp to the alternator's output stud. Now connect the cable drop clamps to the respective positive and negative terminals on the battery. Press Select to continue. The screen will show a pass-fail result with the corresponding voltage drops. To jumpstart a vehicle with the DTAC Elite, connect the large battery clamps. From the main menu, select Cranking Assist. Select the battery type. Hit Select. The battery is analyzed to see if it can safely be jump-started. When the analysis is complete, the results will be displayed. Hit Select to continue. The DTAC begins boost charging. Wait till the display reads Crank Engine Now. The unit will also give an audible beep. Start the engine. In our final example, we'll perform a battery test on truck batteries wired in a parallel pack. Select Battery Test from the main menu. Follow the prompts for customer ID, battery location, and post type. At the application screen, select Group 31. Now enter the number of batteries in the pack. Enter the CCA rating of one of the batteries. The DTAC will analyze the pack. If the results are good, the pack can be put into service. If the pack is suspect, the DTAC Elite will prompt you to break apart the pack and test the batteries individually. Finally, the DTAC Elite is technology-proof. As technology changes, so can your system. Through the USB port, future enhancements like hybrid testing and an infrared dongle can be uploaded via your computer. And if you ever need help, tech support is just a phone call away. The next generation multitasking electrical system diagnostic station. The DTAC Elite. Only from Snap-on.